All right, Anthony Kendall is a D3 cornerback coming out of Baldwin Wallace right here in Northeast Ohio in Berea. He is currently drawing interest from several NFL ball clubs, including the Dolphins, Texans, Rams, Falcons, Cardinals, and our very own Cleveland Browns. Kendall was an All-American at Baldwin Wallace and stands at 5'11", 180 pounds. At his pro day in Toledo, he jumped 11-1 in the broad jump, which would have been fourth among cornerbacks at the combine. He posted a 39.5-inch vertical, which would have been sixth among cornerbacks. And he posted a 7.01 three-cone drill, which would have been fourth among cornerbacks. Overall, he scored an 8.31 RAS score. That's a relative athletic score. And although he was docked a little bit for being on the smaller side, his overall score, he did receive a composite speed grade that ranked great and a composite explosion grade that ranked elite. There are currently only 6 D3 athletes on rosters in the NFL, and this young man is looking to become number 7. So without further delay, Anthony Kendall, welcome to the Burning River Sportscast.
Welcome to the show.
Yeah, so let's just jump right into this thing. I'm going to kind of run down our list here. We got a few questions for you, and just very nice having you on. We're so excited about it, so let's get right into it. First off here, tell us a little bit about your journey and how you ended up at Baldwin Wallace.
Yeah, man. So small town kid coming from Newport Richey, Florida, played Salvation Army football growing up. I ended up going to a small high school and Clote and transferred my senior year. Graduated from River Ridge. A couple of coaches came down, took a visit, and got me up to BW to come look at the campus. Wasn't really getting looked at by a lot of schools, and so I saw that a team was interested in me, and so I took the opportunity and I made the most of it, man. I've been at BW, graduated this past December.
Nice. So you mentioned it here, and I knew this coming in, that you're a Florida kid. How was it adjusting to our lovely weather up here in Northeast Ohio?
And it was cool for the most part. You know, I remember the day first seeing snow. I hadn't seen snow prior. Me and my roommate went outside. It was dark out, and it was just snowing, man, and it felt like a movie. But I had to
That's an amazing thing. You know, we grew up with it, so it's an amazing thing when you hear somebody hasn't seen snow for granted 20 years. Yeah. So that's awesome. When did you? So I guess kind of to shift gears here, you came to a smaller school because you weren't getting those bigger looks, but you obviously had confidence in yourself. When did you know as an athlete that you were different than most athletes that you were playing against?
Yeah, man. You know, at an early age, I'd say that my parents really instilled in me that hard work, you know, would pay off. And so when I was younger, I played at Salvation Army. It's a crazy story. There was a Mites division and a mini Mites and a Mighty Mites and Mites division. And so I would play on the regular division, and my dad would coach on the upper division. And so I would play a game and then right after play at the upper division. And so you look back, man, Salvation Army actually made a rule after that, and you could only play on one division. And so right then and there, you know, I knew that I was quote unquote different. And so, you know, it just carried over, and my mindset is just working hard, and, you know, it'll pay off eventually.
All right. Yeah. I mean, clearly it has. You're getting looked at by plenty of teams here. So what do you think? You know, it's kind of a two-parter here. It's a big jump from Division III to the NFL. So first part, what kind of pressure comes with that? And second part is, what do you think are going to be the biggest challenges when adjusting to the pro game?
Yeah. So, I mean, as far as pressure goes, you know, I've been playing football all my life. Obviously, it is going to be a definite change in pace, game speed wise, the playbook. And so, you know, those two things that's going to be very different. I'd say just how to counteract that or be better, but just to be a student of the game like I've been, you know, and soaking up a lot of the coaching points and, you know, watching from the examples in front of me from the veterans. And I think being a student of the game is going to help me a lot. It's going to help, you know, develop me as a player, because I think that I haven't even reached my full potential. And so with that being said, it's sky's the limit.
So you mentioned being a student of the game. So do you watch a lot of film? And are there certain things that you look for when you're watching film?
Yes, sir. Yeah, tons of film study, you know, whether it's against my opponents or practice film, just trying to be the best athlete that I can be on the field, as well as, you know, trying to understand the linebackers' assignments, the safeties' assignments, and the D-line. The more I understand their their responsibilities, the quicker that I'm able to play.
Yeah, I mean, if you know where they're going to be or not going to be, you know where you need to help. So I know
Exactly.
how that goes. So next up here, you mentioned that some of the challenges or the biggest challenge is probably going to be speed of the game. How do you plan on overcoming that challenge? I know you mentioned being a student of the game and continuing to learn. Is there any resources, anything, any insight you can give us as to how you're going to make the jump
Or
here?
just what have you been doing to prepare?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been training with Coach O Strong Fitness over in Clearwater, and I've been getting a lot of reps with other guys, free agents, actually in the area. And so just seeing that the competition level obviously is going to be a little bit different when it comes to front seven, but I think that my athleticism speaks for itself. I'm able to keep up with those types of guys. You've seen the numbers and you read them off, and so I think that's part of the game. I'll be able to go ahead and make that transition. Like I said, just the film study and just the playbook is my biggest worry a little bit.
Can you talk us through? So obviously coming from a smaller school, just like what this process has been for you overall. Traditionally you're thinking about big schools and combine and all this stuff, and obviously your route's a little bit different. Like, can you speak to just what life has been like since the football season ended, and you're looking at like, how do I get prepared for the NFL draft?
Yeah, it's been exciting. I've been learning how to enjoy it, taking it day by day. And I was going from wearing, not even able to be getting into a pro day to, putting up the numbers. Now, I didn't know if I was going to have an agent. Agents now reaching out to me, trying to become my agent.
So
and
you just signed recently, didn't you?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yep. To Mr. Christopher Overton with Believe Sports Group. Shout out to them, man. They've been doing a great job just getting me out there and getting me in the right, face of the right people. Mm-hmm. And it's been exciting. Like I said, just seeing the fruits of my labor come to light and potentially getting an opportunity to be able to make a dream come true.
That's awesome.
Like we keep saying, we're excited for you. It's always good to see a kid that went to school locally here get an opportunity like this. So
there's a lot of buzz right now, actually. I mean, I just like a Google search on your name is pretty exciting for us right now, because, I know the Browns I read an article today that they've reached out several times and have talked to you. So probably pretty cool considering you went to school right down the street, basically from like Cleveland Browns, the cross country mortgage field house and all that. Yep. So yeah, we're real excited.
Yep. So kind of switching gears here just a little bit, looking more towards the actual draft itself. We talked prep, we talked that sort of thing. What round do you think you're going in?
Man, if I had a crystal ball, I would go ahead and make that prediction. But hey, I'm all for just staying patient and seeing what a team is going to take a chance on me. I don't necessarily know what's going to happen.
What round do you think you should go in?
The perfect answer right now, hey, round one. I should go round one.
There's going to be a lot of teams that if you don't go round one, there's going to be a lot of teams that pass on you, right? That you're gonna remember. You play with that chip on your shoulder.
That's right. Let me ask you this. Obviously the focus is the draft right now, and we're all rooting for you and hope that the draft is everything we hope it could be. But would you consider if like playing in other leagues like XFL or the USFL, like if that time came?
Yeah, man. All I want to do is play football ultimately and be able to live off of it, and just I've been playing football for free, because I love the game, and I'm open to CFL, XFL, USFL, all those organizations, all those leagues, man. It would be exciting to be able to just play on TV.
Just loving the game.
Yep. And Kenny, you mentioned the Browns, kind of talking to them on multiple occasions. Anthony, I saw you nod a little bit. They have been in contact a few times. Are they the team that's given you the most attention, would you say?
I say that I've spoken with them the most, just being that they were at all 3 pro days. As far as getting into a meeting room and speaking with them after the Ashland one, that was the closest interaction I got with a team, NFL scouts in particular. I've definitely got a number of calls, just, basic background questions, their routine, but that's pretty much it.
Cool. In a perfect world, what team do you want to play for the most in the NFL?
I definitely want to play somewhere in Florida. give my family a chance to actually come check out some games. Being in Ohio, I didn't really have any family up here.
Yeah.
And so it would be special to be able to play for one of the 3 teams down in FLA. And, not to mention no state tax.
That's always a good thing. That's always good. We both lived there for about 2 years, and it was phenomenal.
It was fun. So were there moments that you were able to have family come to games, or games maybe that were kind of away games that were semi closer to home for you during your college career?
Yeah, so my brothers came up for about 2 games out of my 5 years that I've been at school. But the last senior game was the one that my entire family was able to come, and it was the most special game to me, being able to see them in the stands. My dad actually that was his first game, and so I actually had a really good game personally. Obviously the outcome didn't come the way we wanted, but seeing my family in the stands it was a real special moment.
Who'd you guys play on your senior night?
The purple team.
Yeah, I thought that might be. I wasn't sure if it was your senior night or not. So we'll talk a little bit more about that in just a second. I have a question for you. Next up here, is there a particular scheme or style of defense that you like more than others?
Yeah, so I played a number of different schemes. Coach Hibbert prides himself on mixing it up. But the favorite scheme that I like to play with is the 3-4. Having that linebacker to be able to cover. And also, that dime package, nickel package. Freshman year, I came in and we had a nickel package to where I was able to be in the slot, cover those tight ends, slot wide receivers. And I think that's very elusive, and it's a cool scheme to have.
I was just going to say, I think the thing that stuck out to me watching is just your highlights that I was able to find online was you don't mind hitting people.
Oh, no.
I saw you pop a top on a kid on a kickoff return. That was pretty special.
Yeah. So, I guess that kind of leads me into my next question here. And my final question before we kind of get into some rapid fire stuff is, what will you bring to an NFL ball club that will set you apart?
And my leadership style, my hard working ability, first in, last one out, a guy who's high character, somebody, his morals, man, faith, family, respect. And I'm the guy that's going to go out there and make plays, special teams, defense, and fit a scheme wherever you need me. And so, yeah, that's pretty much the gist of what I'm going to bring to a team.
And doing it with physicality, obviously.
Right. Exactly.
All right, so let's get into these rapid fire questions that I have. There's 10 questions here. We're going to go quick. Just right off the top of your head, whatever pops in there first.
Don't think, just answer.
Yeah, don't think. Just
this is dangerous, Anthony.
Yeah. So, nah. So, all right. So here we go. Who's your favorite football player of all time?
Man, Ed Reed.
All right. Favorite food?
Chicken wings.
You went to school in Cleveland. Best restaurant in Northeast Ohio?
Mabel's Barbecue, downtown Cleveland, for sure.
Nice.
Like Mabel's.
We're going to go favorite sports franchises here. We're going to start with football. Favorite football franchise?
Tampa Bay Bucks.
Basketball?
LA Lakers.
Baseball?
Tampa Bay Rays.
You watch any hockey?
Man, occasionally, the Lightning. I got to root for the Lightning.
Okay. Favorite football memory at Baldwin Wallace?
And we were playing Marietta, and there was about 4 possession changes as far as the league goes. We ended up winning that game 33-29 back in 2022. They went down. We were up. Actually, I take that back. They were up 21-20. We went down and scored. We missed the 2-point conversion, which was it made the score 26-21. They ended up it was less than a minute left. They actually came down and scored with 1:08 left on the clock, and they were up. And so it was raining cold. We went down, actually went ahead and scored last seconds of the game. Shout out Mikael Love. He scored a game-winning touchdown, but that was the most exciting game that I played on the winning end of the stick. Nice.
Favorite spot on Baldwin Wallace's campus?
Buzzies. Buzzies is one of those top spots.
Nice. Most you've ever bench pressed at one time?
365.
Woo, that's up there. I know you got 20 reps at 225, so that's I knew you were strong. Favorite movie?
Right now it's got to be Creed 3. Just watched that not too long ago.
Favorite TV show?
I don't really watch a lot of TV shows. I really want to tap into Snowfall. Actually, it's been getting a lot of buzz.
Okay. And then finally, you kind of answered this earlier, but I'll give it to you anyways. Ohio or Florida?
Oh yeah, Sunshine State.
I always say I don't know why we live here. It's like
Yeah.
when we were in Florida, there's just no substitute for 300 days of sunshine a year. You know, like you just walk outside and it's just different. It helps your mood, your mental health.
I would say, I do appreciate Ohio seasons, man. That's one thing about it. It's real special. Fall, winter. The winter is not so long, but it's cool.
Yeah, I hear you there. That's why I always say if I could just have 1 week of winter and then we go back to normal, that'd be fine. So a final question here, D3 athlete to D3 athlete. I played for Mount Union for 2 years. Obviously never came close to the level of success that you had. I didn't even start.
We weren't talking draft. No,
I was a backup. I was a free safety and I was a backup. But you guys almost got them this year. They're notorious for not losing regular season games. You kind of talked about it a little bit just a minute ago at your senior night. Tell us a little bit more about that game. What were the emotions like? What happened? I know there was a Hail Mary at the end of the game. Kind of what happened, and did that fuel you going into this draft season?
Yeah, so the game, we went in the game prepared. We knew we were a second half team, and we knew our responsibilities on who we needed to stop and what kind of play that we needed to go against a purple team like that. But obviously,
I like that you call them the purple team too. Just
yeah, that's just how we go by, man, at BW. But fourth quarter came at 17-0. We striking our way back, made a lot of plays, shut down the offense. Obviously, come the last seconds of the game, fluke plays like that happen all the time in football, man. And unfortunately, we were at the short end of the stick that game. But as far as fueling me, obviously it was a bitter taste. It left a bitter taste in my mouth. But I knew that it wasn't the last time I was going to play football, and I kind of stuck by that and just really took a hold of I'm going to grind and be able to get back on this football field, whether it be any type of league, NFL, CFL, or whatever case may be. But that's kind of the mindset that I had at the end of the game.
Yeah, and I can appreciate that. Like you said, it was. I mean, it wasn't like they were the better team that day or anything like that. It was a fluke play. It's one of those ones that 50-50 ball, and unfortunately, it probably got batted around a few times, and they came down with it. So.
Yeah, still. I mean, what did you guys finish this year? 7-3. I mean, that's still a really solid year. I mean, you guys started a little bit slow, right? You started 1-2, but then you ripped off 5 or 6 in a row. So that had to feel good as you were kind of flying high there.
No, yeah, it was definitely an amazing season. I'd say the most exciting one. The first season that I played all 10 games, started and played, and so it was special to be a part of that. Coach Hilbert really changed the culture over at BW. Shout out to the team, man. Love them to death, and always got a rep.
Yeah.
So,
absolutely.
Can I ask you a quick question about repping BW, your yellow jackets, right? I always want to call them the bees, but the yellow jackets, like, is that a weird thing to shout in the huddle? like 1, 2, 3, go yellow jackets.
Yeah, man, we bring the buzz, man. BW grit. It's
bring the buzz is a lot easier to say than go yellow jackets.
Jackets. Nah, it's funny. When I first got to the school, that was one of the funniest things, actually.
All right. So finally here, as we close out, is there anything else that you would like to add or a final message that you have for the teams that are looking at you?
And don't miss out, on opportunity to have a player who can develop and, add a lot of value to your organization. Tape speaks for itself, and I'm willing to learn anything that I need to be to prepare for the NFL.
Absolutely. Anthony Kendall, thanks so much for joining us on the Burning River Sportscast presented by Tappan Media, and we hope to be seeing you again very soon on Sundays.
Best of luck, sir.
Thank you for having me.